brand new week of Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. On the show tonight, Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray refuses to give in to the BJP's demands for more seats ahead of the state polls. As ties between the oldest NDA allies are now on the brink of possible collapse, the Congress and the NCP are also busy firefighting because they can't agree on a seat-sharing pact either. Who is going to be more hurt by this infighting? And as Google launches the first family of Android One phones in India, the Google guru speaks exclusively to NDTV. That's at 8:30 tonight. But first, talking tough, the Shiv Sena today rejected the BJP's proposal for contesting 135 seats in the October Maharashtra elections, with Uddhav Thackeray even suggesting that there existed an alternative of going it alone. However, talks between the two parties are still on, but the oldest NDA allies may be heading for serious trouble.
25 साल से युति चलती आ रही है और जब भी चुनाव आता है ऐसा क्षण आ ही जाता है कि लगता है कि इस पर या उस पर, लेकिन आज तक तो इस पर ही रहा है, उस पर हुआ नहीं है.
After the scathing barbs against the BJP, Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray hoping the time-tested alliance would still survive. But Uddhav outrightly rejected the BJP's formula where both parties contest 135 seats each, leaving 18 for smaller allies for the Maharashtra elections. The cracks deepening after state leaders halted talks as Uddhav questioned the Modi wave.
We are awaiting a feedback formally so that we can strategize how to go about it. But as of now, the talks are on, and the talks are on a very right footing.
Uddhav Thackeray was here for a press conference, presumably on renewable energy, and the irony is not lost on anyone. The Saffron Alliance has indeed lost its energy today, and it will require innovative, out-of-the-box thinking to find a compromise. And more importantly, beyond simply the bull power, it will test the willpower and the patience of both their leaders. For UPA allies, the tug-of-war over seats likely to end once Congress President Sonia Gandhi is back in India. But the younger Pawar, on the face of it, unwilling to relent.
एनसीपी तो वैसे चुप बैठने वाली नहीं है. हमारा तो ये कहना है कि उन्होंने 144, हमने 144 और सामने जाएंगे. सेक्युलर वोटों का बंटवारा बिल्कुल होना नहीं चाहिए, ऐसा हमारे सबका कहना है.
So will the alliances survive? In all likelihood they should. For the brute reality, without the other, no party on their own can win Maharashtra. In Mumbai, Tejas Mehta for NDTV.
So there is clearly trouble between the Shiv Sena and the BJP. There's also trouble between the Congress and the NCP. So both alliances at the moment fighting over seat sharing. The question is, ahead of these crucial assembly elections, who is it going to end up hurting more? We've got well-known journalist and commentator Siddharth Bhatia joining us tonight. Bharat Kumar Raut, well-known political analyst from Maharashtra, joining us this evening from Delhi. Anand Gadgil, spokesperson of the Congress party, is with us and will be shortly joined by the NCP and the BJP. Mr. Raut, let me ask you first. In this tussle between the Shiv Sena and the BJP in particular, who really stands to lose out more if these seat-sharing talks fall apart?
In first place, I do not think that the seat-sharing talks will fail. At the end of the day, when the nominations will start happening, that time they will come close, they will forge an alliance, and they will go together. Therefore, I don't think there is any possibility or they going on their own, because both are shrewd enough, wise enough and intelligent enough to see that if they fight on their own, if there's a split in so-called Hindu vote, then both are likely to lose. So nobody wants to lose this election, because this is a God-sent opportunity which has come after 15 years. So I don't think any one of them is ready to let it go.
But Mr. Raut, you also see the BJP is far more aggressive this time, I suppose, clearly because of the Lok Sabha election results, where they have done very well in Maharashtra as well. So did the Shiv Sena. You don't sense a lot more tension this time? You don't think this is a little more than posturing on both sides?
Surely there is a tension, there is unprecedented tension between the two partners, one of the oldest alliance in Indian history. There's huge tension. But having said that, let me again repeat what I said, is that they are wise enough to see the writing on the wall. Therefore, they will not do this. And if you see, not this much, but every election or pre-election, there is this type of tension, because after all said and done, though they are alliance, they are a united front. They are two separate entities. They are two separate parties. So they try to prove their point. Beyond that, they will come together and fight the elections together. But now that from today there are only 30 days left, I think it is becoming too late perhaps.
Okay, so you're saying in a sense that they have whatever differences they have to sort them out right away, or it might get a little too late. Siddharth Bhatia, do you agree with Mr. Bharat Kumar Raut there that at the end of the day they are both in a sense pragmatic parties? They're not stupid enough to throw this alliance away and therefore damage their prospects. Do you think that is correct, or there is a serious danger of a breakdown this time?
I would go along with most of what Bharat said, that in the final analysis they will probably stick together, because there is also the Tina factor, there is no alternative, and them together have a fairly good chance, a strong chance of coming to power after 15 years. Independently they stand very little chance, though the BJP thinks it should go alone and it can go alone. But that's not the only thing. Firstly, I think the situation is, I mean, now their bitterness is at really unprecedented level. I have never seen the Shiv Sena so angry. I have never seen Uddhav Thackeray so angry. He is just hitting out at the BJP because he thinks that he personally and his party have been sidelined, humiliated, and he's worried that if this continues, the BJP will crush him in the long run. Secondly, there's zero personal chemistry between Uddhav and anybody. Amit Shah certainly not. So he has to protect his turf. I think they will try to come up with some very hasty solution, maybe sharing of chief ministership, or some seat formula where BJP also feels comfortable. But the situation on the ground may be pretty bad because in the elections the BJP will not be able to count on Shiv Sena support and vice versa. So this is a very acrimonious relationship at the moment. Whether it's together or not is just a matter of convenience, but it's a very acrimonious situation. Okay,
I'm going to come to the Congress NCP in just a moment. I'm just going to go across to the BJP spokesperson Shaina NC, who joins us from Mumbai tonight. Shaina, as Siddharth Bhatia was saying, and I think Mr. Bharat Kumar Raut also not denying the fact that certainly tensions between your party and the Shiv Sena have been at a different level this time, very acrimonious. You yourself were quoted as saying how unhappy you were with Uddhav Thackeray's comments and what he had said about Mr. Modi in particular. What has happened this time, Shaina? Why has it become so acrimonious?
I think, Nidhi, acrimonious is a very strong word, but clearly in an alliance of 25 years, you're bound to have certain questions and certain differences vis-a-vis, various issues. And this issue is only about a comment which was made vis-a-vis our tallest leader, Mr. Narendra Modi. Clearly, I think as a party, we're entitled to feel for our tallest leader, because 2014, don't forget, was clearly a mandate for his stability, leadership and progressive mandate that the people voted for. Now, vis-a-vis questions of the CM, we have not once said that we want to project this person or that. We say let's fight it when we come to it. Right now, we have only one agenda, which is to fight the Congress and the NCP. We are doing just that because they are probably the most corrupt government that the country has ever seen. And 15 years of misrule is sufficient enough. Now, if you're going to view a comma or a question mark as a full stop, as is being done in your discussion, I think that's unfortunate. But political strategy is all about timing. At the same time, I think we're entitled to air our differences and stand up for our leader. We've never spoken about anybody or any party, and especially if they're allies, they need to respect that.
But for Uddhav Thackeray to say, for instance, on the Modi wave, that I've seen a lot of waves. Being a Mumbaiker, I've gone to beaches. There is a Modi wave, but there are other waves too. So he's making a dig. He's saying that Mr. Modi isn't the only leader. There are other leaders. He's in a way saying that we can win too. We don't need him. So these are pretty strong words from your oldest allies. It's not just a difference of opinion.
I'd like to rebut by saying, That's exactly my point. See, we have shown utmost respect for everyone. There could be areas of differences which can be discussed on a democratic forum and we can arrive at a solution. But we have never ever commented and said that in 2014, the victory that we all got, clearly the Shiv Sena should also introspect about it. When Balasaheb ji was alive, has the victory ever been so thunderous? Or has it been in 2014? If that is not a wave and if it's not for Modi ji, I think we've got blinkers on and we're kidding ourselves. Let's accept that we are also a political party, and if this is about opportunity for X, it's opportunity for Y as well.
Okay, so that's a pretty strong statement coming from you there, Shaina. Let me ask Mr. Anand Gadgil, though, on the problems that his alliance is facing then with the NCP. Mr. Gadgil, you know, it's not just the BJP and the Sena. You and the NCP can't seem to get your act together as far as seat sharing is concerned, and you just have a few weeks to go.
Our issue will be settled in the next 2-3 days. Nothing wrong if in politics every political party will try to see to it that their strength increases, the number increases, and for that sometimes the other partner tries to put pressure. But basically R and NCP, we have a common aim to keep the communal forces away, which Mr. Ajit Dada Pawar has also today said very clearly. And therefore I don't see any reason that there should be difference. At the most there could be, you know, exchange of give and take of 4, 5, maybe 5, 6 seats. Beyond that I don't see any problem. The issue will be very clearly and nicely settled in the next 2-3 days. The confusion is I mean, whatever happens in BJP and Sena, we are not going to comment. But the confusion is going on in their party because my friend Shaina Insi just now said they have not projected any person as a chief minister candidate. But Mr. Khadse, who is their senior leader, has very categorically said that he is also one of the interested party for the chief ministership.
The chief minister will be ours.
No. But let me complete. On one hand, the BJP is saying, as well as Shaina said just now, because of Mr. Modi, they got the seats. But at the same time, my friends in Shiv Sena are telling me that over the last 15 years, it was late Mr. Balasaheb Thackeray, because of which BJP was also benefited. Today, they are forgetting Balasaheb Thackeray. That is what the Shiv Sena is saying. On the contrary,
no, we are not.
No, but Mr. Gadgil, let's just talk about your alliance for a moment.
You're pretending to be a commentative journalist. Speak about the Congress.
No,
nothing. In our alliance, there is no problem. Absolutely no problem.
Really, I mean, the NCP is cribbing every day that they're not going to get into an alliance, which is which is going to hurt the NCP's dignity. Praful Patel just said that only in August.
Nidhi, last week of August. Something, I mean,
the NCP feels that you have become a burden as an ally.
Nidhi,
the NCP is probably one of the few parties you have left as an ally. But Mr. Gadgil, the NCP is one of the few parties that the Congress has left
in the
as an
previous
ally.
election. At the end of the day, there will be always.
Nidhi, may I say something,
please? At the end of the day,
1 second, let Mr. Gadgil answer that question.
This time also it will happen. We will have a clear-cut understanding. We will have a clear-cut understanding. As I am saying, I am repeatedly saying, in the last election too it happened, the talks were delayed, but finally we had a good settlement. So this time also it's going to happen. What's wrong in that?
Okay, Shaina, yes, before I come back to Siddharth and Mr. Raut, yeah.
Nidhi, the point is that the electorate of Maharashtra is so fed up of this 15 years of misgovernance and the most corrupt government ever that I don't think it's going to make a difference if the Congress and the NCP go together or go separate, because they will still be voted out. The point here is that it's all very well for my dear senior Anandji to comment about the BJP and say that we have forgotten. We have not forgotten anyone. If at all we realize, and we always stand consolidated, that this is the longest ally that we have had, the most faithful for 25 years. Our only point of contention is a certain kind of disrespect to our tall leadership, which I think we're entitled to talk about. And if we were so scared or so worried about the repercussions of it, I think we would have stayed mum. You must respect the fact that if somebody has an opinion vis-a-vis Mr. Modi or is constantly suggesting that X, Y or Z is going to be the chief minister, that doesn't make the opposite ally weak. We are only saying it's the people of Maharashtra that are going to decide who the CM of this state is going to be. If they vote BJP in and we have the largest number, the CM has to be ours. If it is some other party, it's going to be that. We don't need to project X, Y or Z right now. The point is, let's fight this election to the finish on the mandate that we have got for the centre and the huge issue of corruption, be it Adarsh, the irrigation scam,
well,
anything in
what
this
you are
state
saying
which
is
has
a very
really
healthy,
not gone unnoticed.
But China, what you are saying is a very healthy
Well, if
expression of
China
democracy.
is talking about others and other thing, then I need to reply. 95 to 99, we had a BJP-Sena government. The people of Maharashtra voted them out because they were a corrupt government. So if China is talking about Congress as corrupt, then I have 10 examples where I can give where they have been proved corrupt.
Well,
one of their ex-minister, in fact, has been now barred from contesting the election.
We're digressing here.
You know that
we're digressing here. We've also seen the Lok Sabha results
if you are talking about our government as corrupt, then I have to reply.
They don't paint a pretty picture for you. Mr. Raut, let me though ask you on the approach that both national parties have to their allies today. We've seen the Congress, one after the other, in a sense, mess up its relationship with its smaller allies. And we now see, do you see a much more assertive BJP with its allies, with the kind of mandate that it has got at the centre? If you could reflect on both, Mr. Raut.
Yeah, let me tell you, let us go into the little in the history. BJP has always said in the past also and has acted accordingly. Whenever there are even one seat more than Shiv Sena, they have claimed the seat. When Chhagan Bhujbal defected from Shiv Sena to Congress and went with nine MLAs with him, BJP was one seat more than Shiv Sena. Next day morning, Gopinath Munde staked his claim for leader of opposition post and he got it. In the midst of the session, Munde was nominated leader of opposition. Same way in 2009 election, when Shiv Sena got 44, BJP got 46.
Wouldn't you do the same if you were with us?
China, let me complete. In 2009, when BJP won 46 and Shiv Sena won 44, without asking, without any quarrel, Eknath Khadse became the leader of opposition. So this game has been going on for a long time. I have no complaint about it.
Based on numbers, Mr. Raut?
Yeah, what I am saying that there is something beyond number, there is a consideration, there is a fellowship which has not been shown so far, not by either side. I am not claiming for anything. Number two is, now for Congress and NCP, if you look at it, the irony is, united they cannot stand and divided they will fall. This is their situation. Therefore, whether they come together, whether they contest separately, I don't think it will make any difference, because the foregone conclusion in the election would be that the 15-year rule of Congress NCP is going this time.
No, so Siddharth Bhatia, would you say that, how would you then look at the way the two national parties approach their allies today? I mean, is the BJP today being less accommodative? The Congress has traditionally not treated its allies very well, has it?
No, the Congress has always had this big brother kind of slightly more, larger than this attitude that you come along with us. And actually, Nidhi, I must point out that Sharad Pawar in Maharashtra has been very magnanimous. The kind of fellowship that Bharat pointed in dealing with the Congress. He has always let the Congress have its own chief minister, and he is quite in part responsible for the good relationship. And in fact, this time round, when he sits across with his party after talking to Sonia Gandhi, their thing will fall into place quite fast. Whether or not they win, I don't know at this stage. But you were saying, as far as the BJP is a changed party in Maharashtra in the last 15 years. 15-20 years ago, it was a different party, and Mr. Pramod Mahajan was astute enough to recognize that it needed to go along with the Shiv Sena. Over the years, the BJP has changed, and now under Amit Shah, it is in no mood, after winning all these 24 seats, to give even a single quarter. And that lack of chemistry and that aggressiveness And that push for saying, Shiv Sena, you better come along with us on our terms, is what is changing the equation completely. And in fact, I again predict that the relationship will not fall apart, but it's going to be a very rocky ride over the next few years if they win.
Mr. Raut,
I think you can see what's happening on your own channel with the way these two representatives
Let me
are
chip in
talking.
one point. Let me chip in one point.
Yeah,
my point is, if you are saying that Sharad Pawar has shown magnanimity in giving Chief Ministership to Congress, that happened only once in 2004 when NCP had slightly more seats than Congress. But in return, the shrewd politician that Sharad Pawar is, apart from retaining his position in Delhi, he took Deputy Chief Ministership, Finance Ministership and Home Ministership. 3 plum positions Sharad Pawar took in return of the position of Chief Minister. In addition, he got some more berths of ministership in the cabinet because he didn't have his Chief Minister. So he had a very good bargain.
Mr. Raut, let me ask you though, that do you think the confidence with which Uddhav Thackeray speaks about, for instance, perhaps becoming the next Chief Minister of Maharashtra, the confidence with which he speaks today, the assertiveness with which he speaks also comes from a position of strength, that the Shiv Sena today is also in a much better position after a long time in Maharashtra?
No, Shiv Sena is a good position than 2009. That much I say. Whether it is a better position than BJP, that I can't say. Rather, I would say negative. BJP is definitely in a better position to win seats. And 2009 also, BJP had shown that despite Shiv Sena contested 169, it won 44. And after we are contesting 119, BJP could win 46. So their winnability record is better than Shiv Sena. Perhaps that will happen now.
Then why do you think Uddhav Thackeray has raised the rhetoric on Mr. Modi and, questioned the Modi wave, made that dig against Mr. Modi personally? Because that is what has irked the BJP.
These are pressure tactics. They are, because Uddhav Thackeray has realized, and which perhaps BJP has also realized, that without each other's support, they cannot win. Therefore, now they are pressing their point by using all weapons, and once those are exhausted, they will come and embrace each other.
Okay, Shaina.
I think Mr. Bharat Kumar Raut has said everything that I would have wanted to say. You know the figures, so I won't repeat it, but 2009 was testimony to it, that we fought lesser seats, we won more seats, we won 46, they won 44, even though the permutation and combination was the way they wanted. I think for every political party to aspire, and to aspire based on merit, is absolutely legitimate. To say that this is a sign of being arrogant is absolutely false and baseless. Our issue is not that. Our issue is two. One, clearly there needs to be a discussion in 2014 as to what is the ground reality, and if we are a legitimate claim, if we have a legitimate claim, that is something that should be considered based on the merits of the case. That is one aspect. The second is that if we are in an alliance, we expect the least that our ally would completely respect our tallest leadership, and we likewise would do the same. The third, vis-a-vis Chief Minister, we have said time and again, and Modi ji has said on record, that it will be the people of Maharashtra that will decide who the Chief Minister should be. So I think it's amply clear. This is not about a full stop. As I said, it's a comma, and then there is a story that goes ahead.
Okay, very quick last question to Siddharth Bhatia. Siddharth, do you believe the NCP Congress alliance though will also stay its course, because they also realize that division of votes is not in their interest?
Well, if you are asking whether they will stay together, my answer is yes. They have also no options. I think they are heading for, I don't want to make predictions, but I think they are heading for a defeat. The past record shows it. There is fatigue for one thing, 15 years, and there is a lot of scams and scandals. And the BJP-Shiv Sena combined is in the ascendant. Now, what the percentages, numbers are going to be, it could well be, following the Lok Sabha elections. We don't know. Main thing is that this time round, we are seeing a very interesting situation where there is the infighting, the usual infighting that goes on. Everyone pointed out before the elections. But this time round, I have never seen personally in all these years of covering Maharashtra and writing about it, this level of tu-tu meme and bitterness. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out on the ground. Only 30 days are left now.
All right, well, interesting few weeks ahead. Thank you very much to all of you for joining us tonight.
I just want to make one.
I'd just like to say a last.
Okay, Mr. Gadgil, though, to be fair, he's been waiting. Mr. Gadgil, I have 20 seconds.
I just want to say last thing. No, I just want to say last thing in one line, that the results of Lok Sabha are generally not repeated in the assembly. That's the history of Indian politics. In 1977, we miserably lost, but within 8-9 months, we came back in 2 states. Subsequently, after 6-7 months, we came back in 5 more states, and in 1980, we swept the polls with 325 seats under the leadership of late Indira Ji. So this time also is going to happen.
All right, well, we just have a month to go, not long to go. Thankfully, it's not like that long drawn-out
Wishful
general
thinking.
election that we had to face. Thank you very much, though, to all of you for joining us and giving us your perspective tonight. We're going to take a break. Vikram Chandra will be here with that big Google interview right after that. Don't miss it.